Here we have the Wild Animal Rescue Missions by Lego City. This is set number 60353 and it contains about 246 bricks. This is a bit different than what I usually do. I'm not really familiar with this theme, so basically you download the free app, which is required, and basically you build as you go. Okay, so it's like a story, but there's a purpose. And this is kind of what you do. You just take your smart device. I think you have to download some instructions, and you just follow a story, and you just build things the way you want to. And oh, smart device not included. I was hoping there would be. So basically this is just a box full of parts. Now, I've never played around with the mission sets before or anything like that. I think these are relatively new. But from what I can tell, it looks like you get 2 alligators, a baby bear cub, and a mountain lion, or some other stuff. I don't know. We haven't opened up the box yet and take a look, or let alone look at the build. When I do this, I'm not going to do like the story theme. I'm not going to run through that. I'm going to leave that up for your imagination. I'm just going to pick one of the builds and build it off camera and see. And look, we get a bunny too, and a pink frog. Must be one of those poisonous frogs you got to try to avoid. Well, let's head over to the Legos table and take a look at one of the builds. Okay guys and gals, where do I begin with this one? Let's start with the retail price of $39.99, and that's US currency. So before I get into my feelings on this, let's kind of poke through some of the builds, and I mean some because I really am still trying to figure out how to actually use this thing or use the app on it. I'll save that for later. Here we have a flatbed truck. As you can see, it's got print work on it. It says rescue. This does come off. It is scaled for minifigures, and it's meant for you to expand on the back. So. And then we have ourselves a nice traffic light with an owl on the top, which you probably see those probably in the city or in the suburbs. And some kind of wall thing with a bunny behind it. We're supposed to catch it. I'm not going to run through the story on this because I'll leave that up for your imagination. I don't want to spoil that. Got a hollow tree. You got a choice of building, I think, a couple of minifigures. I just built one that kind of represented me. Spray bottle with water shooting out of it. Pretty cool for summertime. Here's a nice little colorful patio table with an award cup on it and an alligator. Now, if you want to see the full exploration on the parts that I have here on the left, you need to watch the brick exploration on that. Okay, because you don't use everything in this set. Now, honestly, when I was building this, I thought this seemed like a really good set. This looks very fun. It's got a nice colorful box. And that old saying, looks can be deceiving. Well, yeah. And so for the app, you better make sure you have a really up-to-date tablet and keep your tablet cool, because the 3D rendering for the building instructions will get your tablet pretty toasty, or your smart device. And for me, being under 10 gigabit internet, the app was taking forever to load, and sometimes it would crash. You'd have to go through and reload up the manuals over again. And it took a few minutes. And I did a live build of one of the builds on it, and just to be honest, I was starting to get bored with the build. You know, don't get me wrong, this has a lot of nice parts, but for $39.99, it's a bit, well, lacking. $25 at the most would be perfect for this, but for $40, let's round it up to $40, it's not worth it. I'm going to be flat out honest. It looks fun. It looks fun. I'm sure that this would probably keep a little child occupied. But for an adult like myself, yeah, I mean, yeah. Drop in value. Could this be dropped in a city? You could use this in your city. This you could. A little tree you could probably set in there if you want alligators and crocodiles. Here's a small one here. Here's a light pole with an owl. You could put those in your city. This, you could drop them in. This thing, I don't know what that is. But for the rest of this, it's not worth it. And I think we have a few other animals in here, like we have a faceless teddy bear. You know, I don't know what the deal with that is. And I think there was a little bear or mountain cub in there. And, you know, animal figures, do they make the set worth it? Not particularly, no. Here, take your fish, eat it, and choke on the price. So, honestly, for myself, would I buy this for my child? If I saw this on sale for $19.99, I would. But for $40, this would be something I would walk right past. And I understand what LEGO's trying to do. They're trying to break away from using the paper instructions. But I was getting frustrated waiting for the manuals to load up. Build quality's, it's average. It's a city set. It is what it is. But, you know, I'm sorry for the crude review on this, but I'm still kind of wow over the sticker price is just wow for what you get. So, I mean, if you find this on sale, like a holiday clearance sale, yeah, snag it up if it's 50% off. Make a great steal for parts, but honestly, for me, it just didn't keep my interest. This is, I put off 2 tutorials for this, so, well, at least I got the review done. Now back to the tutorials.